My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
It's rare emotion from Kanye West, the rapper and designer, on stage in South Carolina discussing abortion in what may or may not be a presidential campaign. The 43-year-old even admitted he and megastar wife Kim Kardashian considered terminating their first pregnancy. It was just one of many curious moments at the campaign rally in Charleston. Kanye had 2020 shaved into his head. He wore a bulletproof vest and didn't use a microphone. Among the policies, if you can call them that, a hefty financial incentive for families, $1 million in fact for everybody that has a baby, and free marijuana was mentioned as well. West announced he was running for president on July 4 in a tweet, but he has missed the deadline in many states to get on the ballot paper. Hello, my name is Julie Snook and welcome to 9 News Watch. Is it a campaign rally or is it a very good publicity rally? We will find out soon. To today's top story now, and it was once toilet paper, now the rush is on in Melbourne to get your hands on supplies to make face masks. Take a look at the line at Lincraft in Mornington that we're about to show you today, with some shoppers carrying rolls of fabric and elastic. Now this, of course, was after it was announced masks will be compulsory in 31 suburbs from Thursday. There are also reports the sales of sewing machines have taken off. Many online supply stores have run out of stock, and there are even complaints some retailers are gouging customers by inflating prices. Teachers, though, they'll be exempt from having to wear masks in the classroom, but they will be required to in the staff room and schoolyard. More than 1 million masks have been made available by the Department of Education for students, but those wanting to look more fashionable can make their own or wear scarves or bandanas. Victoria today recorded 275 new cases. A woman in her 80s, the latest to lose her life to the deadly disease. Well, as we mentioned, from Thursday, masks will be compulsory in 31 suburbs. So anyone not wearing a mask or facial covering in Greater Melbourne or Mitchell Shire will be hit with a $200 fine. We're asking on Facebook today, is that fine hefty enough? We will have those results later in the show. Now, if you needed a reminder of just how dangerous coronavirus is, look at this. A young woman struggling to breathe. She's battling COVID-19, and her husband shared the distressing video on Facebook. Kaylee Dyke is pregnant with twins. She's critically ill, and a short time after that video was taken, she was admitted to Royal Melbourne Hospital. Kaylee has been on a ventilator for a week, but is slowly making progress, according to her husband Chris, who, can you believe it, also recovered from the virus himself. Now look at that. In some positive news, Chris shared an ultrasound picture of one of the twins at 27 weeks. Now that woman there has a very, very big fight on her hands, but we are right behind you, Kaylee and Chris. Let's take a look at today's other COVID-19 news, and Tony Neal QC has opened the inquiry into Victoria's hotel quarantine system bungle, warning all of the country's new cases could have stemmed from the failed program. The Northern Territory has declared Bateman's Bay a hotspot after an outbreak of 8 cases linked to the Soldiers Club. Anyone who attended on July 13th, 15th, 16th and 17th are asked to test and self-isolate. There are concerns potentially hundreds and hundreds of people are impacted, some quite vulnerable. There are now 20 new cases in New South Wales today. All have been traced to existing clusters. 96 people are currently being treated by New South Wales Health, with 2 in intensive care. One of them is a person aged in their 30s. In Queensland, there is one new case, a cargo ship crew member brought ashore for treatment. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban arrived back in Sydney from Tennessee on a private jet this morning, but they have permission to self-isolate at their $6 million home in the Southern Highlands. An 80-year-old golfing legend, Jack Nicklaus, has revealed he and his wife both survived coronavirus, spending a month or so at their home in Florida. US President Donald Trump has labelled his top infectious disease expert an alarmist in a bombshell interview. The president also refused to confirm or deny whether he would accept the election result this November.
Can you give a direct answer? You will accept the election?
I have to see. Look, I have to see. No, I'm not going to just say yes. I'm not going to say no. And I didn't last time either.
Mr. Trump also blamed the high COVID-19 case numbers in the United States on an increase in testing. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson doesn't want a second lockdown, saying the country won't be in the same position it was at the height of the pandemic. It comes as hundreds of anti-mask protesters gathered in Hyde Park in London. Face coverings set to become mandatory in supermarkets and shops across England later this week. In the day's other news now, a protester in the US city of Portland took a bit of moving. As you can see, he doesn't flinch until he is sprayed with pepper spray. The local mayor has called for federal troops to leave the city, which has seen daily Black Lives Matter demonstrations since May. Most nights there are clashes and tear gas. The mayor thinks the presence of the troops is only making matters worse, their secretive behaviour unconstitutional.
Use your words. What are you doing? Use your words. What are you doing?
I haven't done anything wrong.
Use your words.
What's going on,
What is going on?
We need to know.
Who are you?
Why are you taking?
NLG will get you out. What's your name? Tell us your name.
What's your name?
Okay, you're fine. We'll get you out.
Bro, what?
You just violated their rights.
Oh, kidnapping people.
You just violated their rights.
The demonstrators also changing tactics now. One woman stripping right off last night. Watch as a boat packed with drugs speeds up onto the sand on a beach in Spain. Now, it was being chased by local authorities, two people jumping out and running off. Police found packages of hashish on board. Meantime, these coffee beans will put more than just a spring in your step. Tiny packages of cocaine were found stuffed inside around 500 coffee beans in a seizure by Italian border police. Sent in a package from Colombia, the 2-kilogram bundle contained 150 grams of cocaine powder. The United Arab Emirates has launched its first mission to Mars, with the Hope probe blasting off from Japan. The $200 million mission aims to study the red planet's atmosphere and daily and seasonal changes. The UAE is looking to develop its scientific and technological capabilities and move away from its reliance on oil. There are currently 8 missions exploring Mars, which is 494 million kilometres away. Well, a group of hikers kept their cool when they came across a black bear on a trail in Mexico. One of them even took a selfie with the bear as it stood on 2 legs. Oh, this scares me, to sniff her hair. The close call has been viewed 2 million times since it was posted on social media. She is so much calmer than I would be in that situation. Perhaps it was a honey-scented shampoo or something. I don't know what else to say about that. All right, let's head back to today's Facebook poll, which from Thursday, the topic we're talking about today is face masks, and from Thursday it will be compulsory for many Victorians going out in public to wear a face mask. We're asking, do you think a $200 fine is enough for people who refuse to wear a mask out in Melbourne and Mitchellshire from Thursday? 46% of you say yes, that is enough. 54% of you say no. Certainly plenty of comments to check out on our 9 News Facebook page. Well, here is your lift up today. A blind dog has stolen hearts all over the world after her owner caught the moment that she realised he was standing right in front of her.
Hello, love, you alright? Yes, it's me! It's me! It's me!
I'm here.
Daddy's here.
I'm here.
Oh, Chapter the dog has just turned 15 and she's obviously still very young at heart with a spring in her step. Isn't that lovely to see? Well, thank you so much for joining us on 9 News Watch. Of course, we're back again tomorrow. 5:30 p.m. is the time you can catch us. I'm Julie Snook and I'll see you then.